Hello, it's Emma Holmes coming in from Rockstar HQ, and I want to talk about how to love your business every day and how to work within your own zone of genius all of the time, making sure that you're doing the things that light you up, that set you on fire. We all see those memes and messages on Facebook that talk about how we should do what we love and how we should follow our dreams and how we should do this, that and the other. And I think that sometimes it can become really cliche and we can fall in and out of love with our business really regularly. Now, that's normal, okay? The first thing to know is that is totally normal. It's totally normal to fall in and out of love with your business. But equally, we should be spending more time truly, madly, deeply in love with our businesses than we do not. So, how to be in love with your business most of the time is now. So do you need to love your business? Is it even a thing? Is it something that we need to consider? Building a business is not the easy option. It isn't the easy way to move forwards with your life. It doesn't have a guaranteed paycheck, but the rewards are amazing. You know, when you are building your business, it is about doing something that you love, doing something that you enjoy, doing something that lights you up, doing something that's massively important to you, doing something that you're passionate about. There's so many things that come together to create that amazing experience that is growing your business. Now, I'm sorry if I've just bubble bursted the make a gazillion pounds in 0.2 seconds kind of thing, but being super passionate about what you do is absolutely the best thing ever. But if you are creating a business that you don't like, if you are getting stuck in creating stuff that doesn't work for you, if you are on a constant kind of push and it feels uncomfortable and it feels then actually that's not good for you. I often say that growing a beast is what you need to avoid. So if you don't love your business as it is right now, today, then whoa, stop already, because we do not want to continue to build something that doesn't work for you. We don't want to continue to build something that you don't love and adore. We don't want to continue to build something that isn't right. We need to just take a moment and just take a little bit of a reframe to see what it is that's coming up for you and why it's coming up for you. Because do you know what? If you don't love what you do, then you might as well have a job that you don't love, because at least if you have a job that you don't love, then you get a guaranteed paycheck at the end of the day. So we need to get into that alignment of doing what is, one, good for us, two, that lights us up and makes us passionate, because that stuff is absolutely contagious, three, being able to help and support our audiences in the best possible way. So, first question is, do you love your business right now? Truly, honestly. Do you love your business right now? Because if you don't, it's time to take stock. It is time to take that moment and take stock. So I am in the camp that believes that actually business doesn't need to be all about the money. Money is massively important, and money comes when you are in service. Money comes when you are in the flow. Money comes when you are enjoying what you do. Money on its own is a very fickle motivator. It will not keep you going in the long term. Now, I am not money adverse at all, but I think that it is something that we need to make sure that we are not just motivated by, because so often I see people falling down as a result of only being motivated by the cash that comes into their business, and I don't want that. Money is super important, but it doesn't have to be your primary focus. You don't need to be on the six-figure dream in order to be a business success. That isn't a measurement of success. It just isn't a thing. You know, it is up to you to create the goals and targets for your business. It doesn't have to be about chasing and hustling just for money. It doesn't have to be about selling your soul just to get money. Equally, money isn't icky. Money's okay. So it is about making sure that there is an external motivation that is other than the cash generation within your business. So, it's got to be connected. Everything that you do has got to be connected with your mission, your message, your crowd, actually doing stuff, because nothing changes if you do nothing in order for it to change. showing people how you can help and support them, offering opportunities to the right people, and simultaneously serving the pants off your crowd. Now that's a big one. I always talk about serving the pants off your crowd. That's hugely important. So if you currently feel like you love your genre, you love your niche, you love your crowd, but actually you feel like you're growing a bit of a beast, then let's have a look at that one. So lots of people love that thing that they do, but building their business feels... Some people will play small and resist growing their business because it's taking something that they love and potentially turning it into a thing, turning it into something that isn't good for them, turning it into something that is icky. And equally, people set off on a path with a business that they love and get a little bit lost. And the business building element might feel a little bit hard. So if you're taking something that you truly, madly, deeply love, and then you are trying to build a business around that thing, sometimes it can feel like it's very personal. Most business is very, very personal. So it's about balancing that injection of personal with that business building, with not keeping yourself small, with sharing your talents. Now, you can build your business your way. This is an important thing to know, right? You do not have to head down a path that does not feel right. You do not have to hustle down a path because somebody said that you did. First question to ask, do you feel, other than do you love your business, because I've just asked that one, do you feel right now that you're heading in the right direction? Do you feel like you're heading the right way? Or does it feel a little bit disjointed? Do you need to tweak things now? Is it time for a shake-up and a change? Now, it's time here to helicopter out of your business because we sit so close to the coalface. We sit right here with our business right here in front of our face, and often we can't see that. Often it takes a kick in the pants, an illness or an injury or an inability to work for whatever reason, for us to come back and to reset. I had this recently when I lost my voice. So I lost my voice for a little while. It meant I couldn't talk. I quite enjoy talking. Talking's a big part of my business, and having to kind of step back and have a look at the overview of my business brought an awful lot of clarity. Now, you don't need the kick in the bum in order to do that. What you need to do is you need to take a couple of days out of your diary for you to have that assessment of your business, where you go, do you know what? I'm not going to sit on social media all the time. Do you know what? I'm not going to try and keep pushing forwards. Just going to take stock. Just going to take this opportunity to take stock. If your business feels a bit stuck, now I come across this one an awful lot, that feeling that you're great at what you do, but you really pants at the business element. You tell yourself you're not businessy. You tell yourself that you're not good at marketing. You'll never get the message across properly. It doesn't feel right. Strip it back to its essence. Okay, now's the time to strip it back to its essence. What I'm going to do with this video is I am going to put together a journaling prompt sheet, and you'll find that link somewhere around the video, depending on how you're watching it, up or down, at the side, who knows. But I'm going to give you a journaling prompt sheet of these things that you can start to think about. So let's have a look at not being great at the businessy bit. What does businessy mean? What does it mean to you? What's coming up for you there? Are you labelling businessy as having to be super duper professional? Are you labelling businessy as having to jump through certain hoops? Are you labelling businessy as a certain mindset? What comes up for you when you think, actually, I'm not all that businessy, I don't really know what I'm doing? What is at the bottom of your resistance? Now, this is going all toddler on the bum of a problem. So if you are feeling really resistant to a certain element of your business or your business as a whole, write that down. Then you need to go all toddler on it and go, why? 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 So for example, you could say, I am really resistant to building my list. Why? Because it feels like a bit of a waste of time and it feels like there's so much free stuff out there. Why? Because that's kind of bombarding my space and it all feels a little bit nah. Why? Because it all feels a little bit false and it feels a little bit like it's forced. Why? Because it isn't quite talking to me. Oh, That's interesting. So if the list building that's coming into your site range right now isn't talking to you, does that mean it's bad to build a list, or does that mean that the people that you're following, actually, you're probably not their complete ideal client? So looking at the things that trigger that resistance in you allows you to have a look at the bigger picture and going, why will get you to the bottom of that problem. People aren't born businessy. So if it's this whole businessy thing that's coming up for you, people aren't born businessy. You develop the skill. You develop the skill, and you develop the different elements of that skill, because so many different things come into it. Yes, you've got a whole host of personal attributes, determination, commitment in there, and you bring your own essence to it. But the skill set, whether it's building a website, whether it's email marketing, whether it's social media, whatever it is that's coming up, nobody's born with that information. Everybody's a beginner at that stuff at the beginning. So don't worry about not having kind of all your ducks in a row and all the skill sets in place. And there's no one size fits all when it comes to building a business. It's about taking the business principles and it's about making them your own. This is something that I'm massively passionate about. How do you take business principles and how do you then make those business principles your own? Well, you do it by making sure that you ask yourself the question, what's my version of that? What's my version of that? How could that look for me? So we'll take the example of list building again. It might be that you're in a resistance about building your list. Okay. So you're in a little bit of resistance about building your list and it doesn't fit quite right and you're not quite sure what's going on there. Well, what's my version of that? How could that look right for me? What could I bring together that would fit and that would feel good and that would help and support and serve my crowd? The other one that often causes a lot of resistance is the tech. You hear me? It's the tech. Now, tech can be massively frustrating for a lot of business owners. And again, it's not a skill we're born with. I came to being self-employed from the corporate world. And in the corporate world, I could pretty much use Word and I could use a specific legal software because I was a lawyer and I could use our case management legal software. And that was pretty much it. Now I can build a website, I can record and upload and host a podcast, I can do my social media, I can record videos, all of this stuff that I do every day in my business. It's not a natural thing. I had to learn those steps, and I started off at the very beginning being a student to that stuff. Tech is a series of steps. Tech doesn't need to be hugely, massively, overwhelmingly scary. It is a series of steps that you take, and as you take each of those steps, take a note of how you do it. And it's a flow. When you're doing anything that involves tech, it's a flow. It's a workflow. It's a this, then this, then this, then this. And actually, do you know what? It's really hard to break. It's really hard to break most tech. So don't feel the fear around it. Look at it from a real pull back perspective of going, right, what's the next step? How can I learn that? What do I need to look for? How can I get some support with that? What do I need to do? And again, marketing is another thing that causes huge amount of resistance when we're talking about the whole businessy element of it. People go to me, oh, I'm not good at marketing, or I hate marketing. Right, let's ditch the marketing word. Let's start using the word communication. Because at the root of all marketing is communication. And communication doesn't feel quite so icky, does it? When we are able to communicate with people and we are able to share our message through our communications, suddenly that feels more relaxed and it feels easier. So think about communicating, talking, interacting with your crowd rather than marketing, because suddenly that feels a whole lot easier. Marketing is having conversations, whether in the written format, whether in video format, whether in audio format, whether in visual format. You're displaying a message and communicating with your audience. So how do you realign to loving your business? So if right now it feels like, actually, I might be growing a beast, or I don't feel very businessy, or I'm not sure I'm doing the right thing, then we've got to be really honest. We've got to be really honest, because when we get that level of honesty, then we can get clarity from that. If we're currently lying to ourselves and going, everything's fine, fine, we'll just keep going, just keep pushing, we'll just keep pushing, we'll just keep pushing. How's that going to work out for you? Actually, what you need to do is be really honest with yourself and look at, right, if I could do anything in the whole wide world, what would it be? Answer that question. If I could do anything in the whole wide world, what would it be? Because that question will give you a level of clarity within your business. What do you love doing? What do you love to do? What element of your business do you love to do? Now, for me, it's speaking and it's writing. I love to communicate. I love to be able to share information. And then I love action. I love people to take action. So they're the things that really light me up. They're the things that really whiz me. What is it for you? Write that down. There's power in this pen. So get that written down. If you were to enjoy every single day of your working life, what would that look like? What would be your dream day? What would be a day that was really ticking the boxes? Now, don't get me wrong, right? There are days that you're going to have to do stuff in your business that don't really float your boat. There are going to be days where you have to do the crap tasks because we all have to put the bins out. And we all have tasks that we don't like doing. I don't particularly like doing my accounts. I know I've got to do them. They're in the diary for tomorrow. I know I have to go through that. I know that at the end of doing that, I will give myself a bit of a treat. So, if you were to have a real honest look about every day of your business, how would that look? What sort of things would you be doing? What do you love about your business? What elements right now are fabulous? We need this pleasure back. So what elements do you really enjoy doing and how can you do more of that stuff? We don't want to go through the motions. We don't want it to constantly feel hard. We don't want you stunting your own growth because it just goes, bored now. What is it that you love? What is it that makes your heart sing? What would bring the pleasure back? Where do you need to spend more time? Yeah, some of the stuff we won't want to do. We can either outsource that or we can suck it up, buttercup. We can decide that we're actually going to do that stuff and then give ourselves a reward at the other end of it. You've got to love your business because it excites you and it lights you up. When you are in love with what you do, when you are working in your zone of genius, when you are doing the stuff that is really, really your passion point, that stuff's contagious. When you are lit up, it is contagious because people can see that energy and excitement in what you do. And that sparks interest. That sparks interest from people. It makes it easier for you to self-motivate because, if you're doing stuff that you love doing, that's much easier to self-motivate from. Life's too short to do stuff that is meh. And building a business isn't the easy option. It is the biggest personal development that you will ever, ever, ever experience. So we might as well do it doing stuff that we love doing. Money is a fickle motivator, so we don't need to be just motivated by cash. So it's time for you to love your business hard, and it is time for you to make that decision as to what that would look like for you. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. We're going to do a little series of loving your business. So hopefully that's going to be massively, massively useful to you. Have a great day and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.